Hey guys, this is Tyler Shankles from the Blue Man 608 here with a longtime friend of mine, Jesse Spears from Vital Service. Today we're going to talk about their new album Dreamer. So Jesse, how did this band start out?
Well, the band started out back in late May 2008, and it was about May 26th when the band started out as me, Michael Hancock, Cody Sayre, and George Dotson. And we came together after school one day, at the last day of school, and basically, talked about how we're going to start up a music group for the summer. But it wasn't till like me and George came together, and I told George, I said, I'm going to start something this summer. He says, what do you mean? I said, I'm going to start up a music group. I said, you want to join in? He said, yeah, sure. What are we going to do? I said, well, I'm going to play bass. And what are you going to do? And he said, I've always wanted to play the drums. So I said, all right, I'm on bass and you're on drums. And then Michael Hancock come up to me one day after school and says, hey, me and Cody are starting something up, and he wanted to know what kind of people, play guitar really well. And he told Cody that I play guitar really well. And that I told Michael, said, funny story is that me and George were going to start something, and maybe all four of us could come together and start something. And Michael says, yeah, let's do it. So we came together. Cody said he was going to do bass, and I said, all right, that's cool. So Michael said he was going to do vocals, and then George said he was on drums, and of course I was on guitar. So the band actually started out as a Christian screamo type thing. But all we had was one amp, and that was like a bass amp for my guitar, because I was just starting out. Again, really on guitar. I didn't start playing guitar until I was 6 years old, but I didn't really commit to it. So I just kind of quit playing. But then I got back with music when I started getting older and I started understanding music more. But other than that, the band started out as me, Michael Hancock, Cody Sayre, and George Dotson. And we were a, Christian screamo group, and we tried to find our influences that, were Christian heavy metal screamo. And to be quite honest, we weren't really all that kind of, screamo. We were more like, hardcore, punk rock, pseudo kind of thing. But the band, was okay at first, but then, everybody's, just started going their own different ways. George was saying that he didn't want to do it anymore because he really couldn't read music all that well. So George, kind of left the band, and then shortly after, it was actually a Friday night at a football game when me and Cody were in, school band together, marching band. We were in the percussion area, and Michael Hancock come up to me before the halftime show and said that there's a guy named Mason Ball who's a good friend of mine, and wanted to know if there's one more spot for the band. And I said, well, what's he wanting to do? And he said he wants to play guitar. He wants to know if y'all need another guitarist. And I said, well, I'm actually kind of working on some leads, and I really can't do leads and rhythm all at the same time. So yeah, if he wants to do rhythm, then we'll talk to Cody. So Cody said he really didn't care, but if it's rhythm that we need, then Cody said, yeah, we need a rhythm. So we tried Mason out one day, and he made the band, and then me and Cody were like in a band class together one morning, and he talked to his cousin by marriage, Joe Ellison, to come in for drums. So we had a full band then. It was me, Michael, Cody, Joe, and Mason. And I actually thought we were actually getting somewhere. But then, the band started, going downhill again. Everybody was going their separate ways. And to be honest, it was just me, Michael, and Mason at that time now. But but before Cody left and Joe left, Mason's sister Tori wanted to come in to be keyboardist and vocalist, and we had to, find another influence that had keyboards and female vocalist altogether. So we looked up that band I Wrestled a Bear once, and so we kind of liked the music then, and you know, we liked the Devil Wears Prada, or We Came as Romans, because they're all, you know, screamo, heavy metal, techno kind of thing. So that's what we, you know, started out, or wanted to start out as. But then, you know, the band again went downhill. We weren't, you know, really getting anything done, and you know, basically the band, everybody's just going their own way, and we just decided to call it quits, except for me and Mason. But really, Michael wasn't really kind of calling it quits. He was just, you know, in his own little world, which I totally get. I mean, we all do it sometimes. But when we found out that Michael was moving, we were all kind of devastated that he was the main core of Vital Surface, along with me, back in 2008. But now, since, you know, Michael's gone, it's been weird, because me and Michael, we would do, like, you know, the low harmony, clean vocals when this band was together. But now, since, you know, everybody's, you know, just doing their own little thing, me and Mason decided to keep the band going with Tori and Hunter. And Hunter is Tori's and Mason's nephew, and he decided that, you know, well, Hunter was in Vital Surface too as our drummer, but then, like, you know, we had some issues, you know, with family and everything, and so Hunter just, you know, kind of left. But, you know, we convinced him to come back as bassist and guitarist. So right now, well, as of now, it's me, Mason, Tori, and Hunter. It's just the four of us right now. We're really just doing an acoustic album. So, and like I said, the album that we're coming out with is called Dreamer, and the meaning behind Dreamer is that it's everybody's dream in the band Vital Surface. It's everybody's dream to become musicians and, you know, make a name for ourselves, and, you know, not just, you know, sitting, you know, in the bedrooms, you know, playing video games all day. You know, we're going to get out there, you know, try our hardest, and, you know, to become noticed. And, you know, my dream has always been, you know, to become a musician. My life has always been about music, and that's what it's always going to be.
Now, Jesse, how many albums do y'all got out now?
Well, the only couple albums we have was when the old Vital Surface kind of got back together, but not really. Is when last year, sophomore year in high school, it was spring break, and I went over to Michael Hancock's house for our spring break, my spring break, and Cody came along, and, you know, I kind of, you know, pulled Michael off to the side and said, hey, this could be a perfect opportunity for the three original Vital Surface members to come together and, you know, record some stuff, you know, just for the fun of it. And Michael says, you know what, that's a good idea. So that's what we did, and we come up with 3 original songs that I've written, because I do the majority of the writing, the lyrics, the music, everything. So, but we came up with 3 original songs for this kind of, you know, album for fun. We just called it, you know, From a New Beginning. And the meaning behind that one is that, you know, the three original Vital Surface members that came together in 2008, we were starting from a new beginning. We started over, you know, started out with new songs and better, heavier music, and that's what we just did. And we thought about doing some cover songs, but, you know, I just thought to myself, and then I just, you know, kind of told Michael, as well, you know, I want to be known for my music and not somebody that somebody else has already heard. So we just went ahead and did our own songs, and we had old songs from the past that we came out with. And the first song I ever wrote by myself in my whole entire life was a song called If You Cared. And, you know, that song was, you know, later on in the album that we, you know, came out with. And but the 3 original songs on that album was recorded on an actual recording mic. The rest of the songs were always on our phones. So the ones on our phones, you know, didn't sound as great as the 3 originals on that album from A New Beginning. But nobody really, you know, knew about that album, so we just, you know, really didn't do anything about it. We didn't start selling or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But the Vital Surface that's here now, we're working very hard on this album, Dreamer, and, you know, it's got a few original songs by us and a few cover songs that, you know, by other bands that influenced us to, you know, create alternative Christian rock. And that's what we are right now, is a alternative Christian rock.
Now, would you like to be rich and famous someday?
Well, I would, you know, I would like to have, you know, money for my music, and I would like to be known for my music. But other than, you know, just being just rich and famous, I just don't want to be like those kind of people that, you know, just are like, you know, I have money and you don't, I'm better than you.
Yeah, greedy, cocky type, you know.
Yeah, and I just don't, you know, that's just not me. And, you know, and that's another thing about the reason why I, you know, started my life in music, because, you know, all my life I've been known as an outsider, or, you know, people just say, like, he's not going to get anywhere in life because he doesn't do anything. Well, the only reason why I'm doing what I'm doing now is because, you know, the Lord has called me to do this. You know, God has told me, this is what you're gifted at and this is what you need to be doing. And that's what I'm doing today. I'm following what He's saying, or what He's telling me to do. And, you know, and that's being, you know, the rich and snobby type, it's just not me, and I just don't like that.
Now, how long have you been in this band?
Me alone, next Saturday will be our 5 years together as a band. But for me, as, you know, the only original member left in this band, again, I would be in this band for 5 years. I mean, I started this band and I got us to where we are now, and I was the only one that was, you know, looking forward and, you know, pushing forward and putting forth an effort in this band and to keep it going. And so far, this is where we're at today.
Do you consider yourself as the best?
Well, I wouldn't really consider myself as the best, because everybody in the band is very gifted at music. Tori is a very phenomenal singer. Many people don't think that she is, but to mine, Mason's, and Hunter's eyes and ears, and in my book, she's the best. And
yes, I heard her. She's the very best.
Yeah, and I'm not just saying that because she's in the band, and, you know, I'm not just saying it to make her feel good about herself. I really truly think that she, you know, is the best singer that I've heard that's in this band. To be quite honest, I think she's better than me at vocals, because she's, you know, the female in the band, and she has, you know, a higher pitched voice, and I have the low bass voice, and sometimes it's hard for me to get to those high notes like she does. So, and, you know, I really don't think I'm the best in the band as far as Mason on guitar. Mason is very gifted at guitar. I mean, he's farther than me than what I started out playing. I mean, he actually knows how to, you know, play the notes right, and he actually knows how to, you know, read music right. And I would just say he's better than me. I mean, everybody in the band is gifted in their own way. Nobody's better than anybody, but to me, I just feel like they're better than me. I know that makes no sense, but as far as everybody in the band, everybody is, you know, equal in my eyes, I believe. And Hunter, I mean, I love Hunter to death, but, you know, there's sometimes where he gets confused on, you know, guitar and everything, but to be quite honest, Hunter is, you know, kind of further than me to where I am in music. So, but the only thing I'm good at, as you know, is rhythm and singing. So, I wouldn't really say I'm the best in the whole band just because I'm the only original member. It's just that I got this band to where we are today.